Alright, we're going to try this one more time here. This is the power steering hydraulic cylinder off of a 1993 Ford backhoe, a 555D. And this cylinder gland here on the end has to be turned. What actually holds it in the cylinder tube is this wire right here. It's a hardened wire that fits inside a groove inside around the gland itself. Okay. Now, what you got to do is get that wire started coming out of there, and you've got to do that at the same time that you turn the gland nut. And I'm not sure if this camera is turned right or if it needs to be turned up that way. I'm gonna find out though, but for the meantime we're going to turn it down this way. Okay, now as I turn this, that wire if you'll notice, it's coming out of there. As you turn it, the wire comes out. That's the easy part. Getting the wire started was the booger. And this smaller cylinder, the wire's harder to get out than it is on the bigger ones on this same backhoe here. But you just turn this gland nut until that wire comes all the way out. Right there. Okay, we'll set that right there. And now we can take this gland off of the end of this, and we can pull this cylinder out of here. Now we've still got to get this gland nut off here. The problem is, for some reason, it's rusty inside here. I've sprayed it, let it soak. I've cleaned it out with compressed air. Sprayed it again with lubricant, let it soak. I've been cleaning it out. Even cleaned around the edge here and sprayed it. Because this nut here don't seem to want to move. And I noticed that it was rusted up inside there. How that happens being out in the weather all the time, who knows. But this is the next chore, getting that wire bent up and out and turn this gland. That'll be the next job. Okay. I've tapped this gland out, and the hole you can see where the wire went down is right here. It's come out. It seems to be stuck at that point. It's probably a seal or something on this gland that is holding it. So I've lubed it up, let it sit there for a while, and I'll come back to it. Okay. The book says using a special spanner wrench, whichever one you have, And while pulling the exposed tang of the locking wire, which was non-existent, there was no exposed tang of the locking wire. You have to dig down in there and bend it up to get it out. It says rotate each gland counterclockwise and remove the wire, which one has been removed. Pull on the cylinder rod. Pull on the cylinder rod and knock the gland from the end of the cylinder barrel. If necessary, continue to rotate the gland during this operation. Well, I didn't want to tear the piston up by using it as a dent puller, to a slide hammer to pull that thing out. Insert the rod back into the cylinder and similarly remove the gland at the opposite end of the barrel. So they're wanting you to use the shaft and the piston up in here to beat that gland out of there, which I know what those pistons are made out of, some kind of nylon, plastic, or whatever. They do have some aluminum parts to it, but I guess that's what we'll try. Remove the O-ring, backup washer, oil seal, and wiper seal from each of the glands. Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, they're wanting to pull this and slide it hard up against the inside of this gland to knock this out of here, which is going to be a pretty good chore because I've had a hammer and a punch going around here hitting on it. I think what I need is a bigger hammer. I've not been using a big hammer, but BFH, I guess, is what we're going to have to use on this. That's what we're going to try next. Okay, the gland is out, and we didn't use the piston to drive it out. We used the corner edge of this one hammer and this other bigger hammer, put it up against here and hit the other hammer. You got the idea anyway. Okay, and the gland comes right off. There's your seal and packing on it. Outer wiper seal. And on the end you'll see that brownish color. That's your one of your seals in there. That's going to be a high pressure seal. We'll just set that right down in there, and we're going to go ahead we got another one just like it. Okay, I'm going to work on getting this one, the wire out of there. You see that exposed tang on that wire? I don't know either, because there ain't one. It's just lost down in the hole. The bigger cylinders are exposed. Alright, right down in there's the wire. And I've cleaned it out with compressed air. And cannot get this nut to spin here. So I'm going to spray it with some more lube. And I'll get back with you when it soaks and I get this nut loosened up. And then I'll show you how I got that wire out.